Well, you've officially wrapped up your first week. Tell me a little bit about what you've done this first week.
It's been great. I actually spent my first official day last Saturday driving to Lexington, Kentucky with my wife, Catherine, and got to see our baseball team play in the regionals there at the University of Kentucky. Got a win when we were there. We had to come back that same day because we wanted to be able to go to the air show, the Terre Haute Air Show on Sunday, and be able to interact with folks. So it's been tremendous. The community's been incredibly welcoming, and certainly everyone here at ISU has been welcoming. And as you can imagine, once the work week starts, then it really picks up in pace. But it's really just been my ability to get to know people, get to hear from people, get to learn from people along the way. A lot of meetings, but a lot of listening and a lot of relationship building, which is really what I want to focus my first several weeks on campus doing it here on campus, but also in the community.
We've talked a lot about community and connection. Tell me, how will you connect the university and the community?
With my wife and I, Catherine, are very committed to being in the community, being involved in the community. But certainly we need to listen to what the community needs and how we can be a good partner as an institution to be able to recognize the things that are going to benefit us holistically. So when we talk about workforce and economic development, there's no better way to provide economic development to a community that, in my humble opinion, than to have an educated workforce. And that's what we do here at Indiana State University, and something that we're committed to, of course, but we need to hear what those needs are from our community partners to make sure that we're delivering upon that. And I'm sure there's a lot of strengths with that already, but we can always have improvements in that. And other areas where perhaps there's not as many synergies, we want to be able to create those.
Some people were disappointed with past administration in not feeling that the university was as connected to the community. So coming in, what are your plans so that the community can feel connected?
Yeah, the plans are really simple. I have to build authentic, trusting relationships with community leaders, but also the community as a whole. Our small businesses are so important to the health of the community, and we want to be a part of that. And really, it's just trying to make sure that it's a win-win for everyone. So as we have more of an opportunity to have that level of engagement, when we're successful as an institution, the community will be successful, and vice versa. And part of that comes with, certainly there's been enrollment challenges at every institution really across the Midwest. We're not unique to that here at ISU, but we want to be strategic in ways in which we can improve our enrollment profile, because we know that that's going to benefit the community, but that access and opportunity that we provide to students can have a transformation not only in their lives as students, but also a generational change in their family as well. And that community partnership goes a long way. When we talk about experiential learning opportunities and something that we really value here, we want to make sure that those partnerships are created early and often to ensure that students just aren't getting a capstone experience, which is incredibly important, but we want to build those experiences as we go along for students. And we can't do that without our community partners. And then that provides them with an ability to have a job-ready graduate of Indiana State to kind of go right into whatever industry, school district, businesses, corporations, whatever, and hit the ground running and really provide immediate value to that organization and help them be successful. So it's all about our students having a pathway to be successful, and if we do that right, I really believe that those relationships in the community will continue to flourish. But again, it's on me as the leader of the institution to make sure that we build those bridges and that we have those opportunities.
A big thing I hear at city, county meetings is retaining the students at our universities. And you hit a lot on that. But how do you think the opportunities you speak of will help us retain students here in the Wabash Valley?
So retention of students it's multifaceted, of course, but one of them, and probably primary, the students that we're able to serve here oftentimes are coming from perhaps a lower socioeconomic background. They're first-generation college students, and so what we want to do is take down as many barriers for them to be able to have that pathway to be successful. And sometimes we always have good intentions, but sometimes those intentions go awry a little bit, and we want to make sure, again, that we take down as many barriers as we can. But another huge aspect of that is that our students have a sense of community and a sense of belonging. And that sense of belonging certainly is internally to our campus community, but it has to be the community as a whole. And so ensuring that we have those connection points, and if there's that sense of belonging not only on campus, but throughout the Terre Haute community and Wabash Valley, we know that the likelihood of those students staying here and working here after they graduate is much, much higher. And so again, it's a building approach to ensure that those students see themselves in the community, that they have value in the community, and that they're recognized for the fact that they do have that value and that sense of belonging.
And thinking of the students, can you think of anything different that they're going to feel here on campus with you as president?
Yeah, I can't speak to all the experiences in the past because I haven't been here that long, but one thing I'm committed to is making sure that I'm visible for students, that students know me by name, that they're able to see me at their events, that I'm engaged with them, and that I truly care about them. I truly believe if you want a culture of belonging and you want a culture of respect, that you have to have that ethic of care with everyone that you're around. I'll model that. I believe in that. I feel like I'm a very authentic person, and so I want to be very approachable for our students, faculty, and staff, but have that sense of we are a community and listen. The best thing we can do is to listen to our students' experiences and find ways to improve upon that so that that next generation of students who come after them, we can learn from that and provide an even more robust opportunity for them to be successful as well.
Declining enrollment, it's been an ongoing issue here at ISU. Would you say that you have any specific goals to try and turn that around?
Yeah, we're trying to be as strategic as we can. I mean, trying to make data-informed decisions, and that's one thing about enrollment. There's a lot of data that you can look at with that, but it's going to be a multifaceted approach. Primarily, one of the top things we need to do is to make sure that we close the back door. And what I mean by that is making sure that when students enroll here at ISU, and that can be as a first-time full-time freshman, as a transfer student, as a graduate student, that we provide them, as I've mentioned, every opportunity to be successful. We need to retain the students who are enrolled here, and we need to make sure that they complete their degrees in a timely manner. And so when we talk about retention and completion of students, we're wholly committed to make sure that we enhance the ability for us to do that. And a lot of that is looking at those barriers, looking at those wraparound services, and meeting students where they're at. And when I mean meeting students where they're at, that means every student, we should take an equity-minded approach with their success to make sure we have students who come from more rural areas, urban areas, first-gen, legacy students in terms of their parents who are here and everything. Everyone comes from different backgrounds and experiences, and therefore we have to meet them where they're at to make sure that they can have that opportunity to complete their degree. There's nothing worse than having a college student with some college credit, no degree, in debt. So we're committed to make sure that we do everything we can to get our students across the finish line in a timely manner so that they can be successful. The demographics of higher education we know have changed a lot over the past few years. No surprise, there's fewer graduating high school seniors, and we do find that fewer of those graduating high school seniors are deciding to go on and get a higher education degree. So we want to make sure that we continuously demonstrate the value of a degree with our students and our prospective students and families as well. And with that comes us demonstrating why they should come to Indiana State University and what differentiates us from others. We have caring faculty and staff. We do everything we can to make sure that students do have that sense of belonging. But along with that, what a college degree does is provide the social and economic mobility for students to be able to take different pathways through their career. Certain jobs 10 years from now, we don't even know what they're going to be yet. But we want to be able to prepare students to have that ability to be mobile enough through the education that they got here at ISU to be successful in life and work.
There were several applicants that went through this process. Why were you the candidate for the job?
Well, I think I'm wholly committed to serving students that we serve here at Indiana State University, and I think I have a strong track record of doing that at regional public comprehensive institutions in the Midwest. And part of that is an ability that I've had to be able to serve in different roles. My most recent one, obviously, is a chief academic officer, but before that, I also oversaw enrollment management and student success. And knowing how important enrollment is for any institution, but certainly us here at Indiana State University, I think that's an important aspect. Also, the importance that athletics has in the life of a campus, the life of a community. I'm a former college student athlete myself. My youngest son is a college student athlete as well. So I think I have a good appreciation of the value of the holistic student experience that plays into it. And then I've been in the state of Indiana before. My oldest son was born in the state of Indiana. I think I understand the state to a certain degree, but also committed to the values that we have in a community such as Terre Haute, and have lived in very similar types of communities at different institutions that I've been fortunate enough to serve at. Taking all that kind of collectively, I think this was the destination job for me. And it's an institution that I want to serve at. It's an institution that I'm committed to continuing to serve at, and one in which I consider the dream job for me, because it's such a perfect fit for what we do, how we do it, and how I can hopefully bring some of my experiences and background into the fold to make sure that we have even enhanced success moving forward.
Speaking of student athletes, there are programs of success here at ISU, and it's exciting, and the community is really rallying around the teams. So how is it important to utilize these avenues, even theater, to bring the community in?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's two kind of typical front porches to an institution. One of them, obviously, athletics, because the community engagement that can happen there is so important. I think to give that sense of pride. I also think the branding that is brought about by a successful sports program is incredibly important. But I also look at the visual and performing arts as well in terms of another front porch to the institution, to allow for individuals from around the region to be able to experience the culture that's associated with that, but also to recognize the talent that we have here in the Wabash Valley area and throughout the state of Indiana and beyond in terms of the students, and being able to have that experience in a community the size of Terre Haute, I think is incredible, an incredible opportunity. So I'm wholly committed to making sure that we continue to provide those, again, bridges to allow for the community to come on our campus, to be able to experience all the good things that are going on, either attending a sporting event or attending a performance that's going on campus, but all those enrich what we do as an institution to provide our students with experiential learning opportunities or an ability to compete in a competitive environment, but having people there to cheer on our students, to encourage our students. Again, as I spoke before, it's one of those things that when you have an influence on someone, sometimes it's the small things that matter. And I think that athletics and the visual and performing arts provide us that bridge and that opportunity to really get that community connection and demonstrate our willingness to have that robust partnership.